Because I'm annoyed at the Panthers.
Welcome everybody to the DHC Sports Show. Actually, this is not the sports. This is Breakfast Takes. I don't know, dude. I'm just so annoyed right now. Welcome everybody to Breakfast Takes. This is the Dad Head and Mayor, where every day we go and we discuss North Carolina sports. Okay, and so check this out. And we were just talking off air real quick here of some of the things that happened to me today and yesterday. And if you are watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Yesterday, the wife and my daughter, we were at the fair, right?
I saw that on her Instagram that y'all were at
Right.
the North Carolina
Exactly.
Fair. Yeah.
Let me tell you, we got very lucky. Okay, somebody gave us some like passes to get on all the rides because we were waiting in line to get the tickets, right? Because my daughter wanted to just get on. Me, I'm good. At this point in my life, I'm like, I'm not getting in any ride. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't do the rides anymore either.
Dude,
And I
not only
love rides.
me too. That's the thing though. Like I love the rides. It was
Yeah.
my favorite thing to do. It's like, get on that spinning thing and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Nah, I was like this and I'm like, what? No, I can't. You know what I mean? So we got lucky. But we still spent a lot of money because food is expensive.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And best thing we had there, believe it or not, was the fries.
Oh, the fries are always good. That's one of the first things we go to. We get in the fair here.
Yeah.
Fisk fries. Fisk is legendary here. You go in there, you get your fries, and they put the malt vinegar on it, or not.
Yeah,
There's
yeah. I'm
Cajun
not the malt
seasoning.
vinegar.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of people get the salt and
Yeah.
vinegar, or get the Cajun seasoning. I'm a Cajun seasoning and vinegar guy.
So Darla is a vinegar person, right? And she absolutely was like, "Oh my god, I gotta have some," which is fine. I'm good with it, right? So we're like, "All right, cool with it, no big deal." But let me tell you, dude, it was definitely it was expensive, which is fine. It is what it is at this point, right?
Like everything there seems to be like $14 to $20 each item,
Dude,
no matter what it is.
it was insane.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're there, we're hanging out, we're having fun and all that good stuff. And so my daughter, this is her first time that she is tall enough that she can get on the big kid rides and stuff,
Okay.
right? That's what she calls them. Um, and so I'm like, okay, let's go. So I'm about to take a picture, and then I turn my phone on, and this happened. Like the bottom part of my phone just went completely white, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, all right, here we go. That's fine. That's what I told her. I was like, I'm a little annoyed. It is what it is. It's not going to ruin my day. Whatever, right? And so I go to I get home because my daughter had a play date with her friend and everything. So I was like, all right, no big deal. And so I come in, I try to schedule, see if there's anywhere open that I can go in and take this phone really quick, right?
Right.
Take it to the Genius Bar or take it to Best Buy, whatever. So I found an appointment at 4 o'clock at Best Buy. So I'm like, bet, let's go. So I go to wait out. If you guys know where Cary is here in North Carolina, that's where I'm at, right? So I go to Cary, and this kid goes, I was like, all right, what are you here for? I'm the first one there. There's no one there. There's no line. Okay. So I'm the first one there. No line. He goes like, all right, hold on 1 second. So I show him and he goes, oh, yeah, so it's gonna take 2 hours to fix. I'm like, come again? He was like, yeah, the guy here, he says he leaves at 5 o'clock and he tells me that it's gonna take 5 hours. I'm like, no, it's not. He was like, yeah, well, so you gotta heat up the phone, you gotta remove the glue. I'm like, he just wants to leave at 5 o'clock and he doesn't want to work on another phone. Just
Mm-hmm.
say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate Best Buy. I hate Best Buy. This is why I don't
Yeah.
go into Best Buy anymore because there's like customer service. This is a grumpy old man with me right now,
I'm
and
with you on this one.
and I apologize, but I'm like, come on, man, like, don't lie to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I used to work at Best Buy for years. I worked at Best Buy, and I was part of the Geek Squad. I was the
Right.
install and all that stuff. I'm like, dude, don't lie to me. And so obviously I did not get it fixed. So I had to call and I spent over an hour with Apple. Okay. I have a plan on it, right? Like, I mean, I had the replacement plan and everything just because I know things happen to electronics. It happens all the time.
Right.
So I was like, Larry, listen, I need you to, like I use this phone all the time. If you know that what I do is like, I use it for social media, I use it for my videos, I use it for everything.
Right.
And not only that, but like, people want to get a hold of me. This is my personal phone. Like, we need our phones. Like, our phones is our computer every day.
Yep.
So Apple goes, oh, okay. So like, because you requested, we need to put $1,000 hold on your credit card, and then we will send you a new one. And then, if you don't send us the old one, then we'll charge you the $1,000. And I'm like, first of all, are you high?
Right.
Okay. Second of all, what makes you think that I'm not going to send this phone back?
Right. Exactly. Like I'm scamming you.
Yeah,
That's really a white piece of paper across the bottom of my phone there. It's not really
right.
the screen. I'm just faking it to get a new phone, blah, blah, blah. Hey, come on, people.
Come on, dude. You know what I mean? So I fought with them for an hour. I was like, oh, this has always been the case. I'm like, no, it hasn't.
Right.
Like, again, let's not lie. You know what I mean? Can we not lie? Because at this point, I'm like, I'm pretty easygoing, and I'm like, I will, if I have to, but like, don't lie to me. Like, if you're gonna say, like, listen, it's a new program, it is, this is what we're doing. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it. Then at that point, I'm like, fine, let's go ahead and do this, right? And let's change it up. But man, dude, don't lie, because if you lie, that makes it worse, and I get annoyed.
Exactly.
And I get angry. So, needless to say, I had to put a credit card on file so they can send me a damn phone, and it's going to take between 3 to 5 business days. So I'm going to be without a phone for that long.
Oh my gosh, that just ruins your whole week,
Because I put a video every day. Every day I put one video, right?
Yeah.
I've been on this goal that I'm going to put one for a full year, like every day on my YouTube to grow, right? To do grow social media and things like that. But man, come on.
Yeah.
So, and this is why people leave Apple. This is why.
I know. I don't understand why all these companies just don't make it so easy. I mean, you've got the technology, you got the people. Just make it easy. I mean, come on.
I even took a picture and sent it to them. I'm like, here's a picture. You know what I mean? And then, as you can tell, like, I mean, I can move it up, but it's just, it won't work.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just, anyways. So that was my Sunday. You know what I mean? On top of, our wonderful local team, NFL team, getting their asses handed to them.
Oh my gosh.
Yesterday.
That was horrible.
Yeah,
I didn't get to watch it, but yeah. I mean, we were the only two on Thursday night to pick the Panthers over the Bills.
Yeah.
Everybody looked at us like we were crazy, and we're like, the Panthers they've been on the up and coming here and doing well. And
well, the problem is also the quarterback that was playing at the same time.
And right? I thought his experience would
help.
Well, not help, but would hold.
Yeah,
is probably a better way to put it. His experience would hold. His immobility did not help his ability to hold the position they were in, because I don't know how many times he was sacked. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now.
He was sacked 7 times.
7 times. I knew it was a lot. He threw. What did he throw? Interceptions, 3 or 4. I think 3 interceptions.
One interception. So he was 16 for 24, 175 yards. He averaged 7.3. 1 interception, no touchdowns. He did not throw for a single touchdown. Right. And then he was sacked 7 times. His QBR. You ready for this? 4.2.
Oh my gosh.
His rating, 70.7%. That's bad.
That's bad. You know what that means right there? That means that after this season, he's done. He's done with football. Panthers aren't going to bring him back, and nobody else is. Yeah. It's like, okay, this is your last season. You've been hanging on, getting a paycheck, hopefully not having to play more than a little bit. And now that you had to play, we can't do that. You're done.
Become a backup to another bad team, because right now, like, I mean, at this point, we're expecting the Carolina Panthers to elevate their game, right? Like, I mean, at this point, it's like, all right, this is second year under Canales. right? Let's go ahead and let's get going. Let's get going, right? Let's improve our team. It's not happening, guys. It is not happening right now. Quarterback play has been the one part of this team um that has been lacking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I hate to say that, right? Like I mean, because we're both like, all right, we've been on a Carolina Panthers kick, right? It's like, all right, they can do it. They're able to do it. No, they're not doing it. Granted,
Right.
obviously, they went against a really good Buffalo team, Buffalo Bills. But Buffalo put 40 on them, dude. They put 40 on this team.
And the thing is, the defense had been playing really well. Defense, I don't think, had given up a touchdown in the first half,
Yeah.
if I remember right, for the last few games, 2-3 games. And this was the stat that killed me yesterday. Because lucky, well, I say lucky. It didn't really help me, but in one of my fantasy leagues, other than our DHC Sports League, I have James Cook. I got over 60 points out of James Cook yesterday because what he did was historical. Yeah, he had the most yards by a single running back in a game against the Panthers ever in 30 years. In the entire history of the Carolina Panthers, he now owns the record for the most yards given up in a game by the Panthers.
So
what, 200 it's over 216. It may have been a little bit more than 216. I think that's the last number I heard.
James Cook was 19 carries, 216. He averaged 11.4, okay. 2 touchdowns. His longest run, 64 yards.
Yeah. I mean, come on, guys.
And again, listen, and this is something that I subscribe to, and not a lot of people do, but like I'm the one who says like, well, if your team is your defense is on the field 90% of the time, of course you're going to get tired. Of course they're going to start giving up plays, right? Because and this is the same with my favorite football team last night. We're not going to talk about that team, but like, I mean, if your defense is constantly in the field, they're going to get tired.
Yeah. If your offense can't stay on the field, even if you're not scoring, you got to be at least moving the ball, doing something. Yeah. If you're not giving your defense rest, the longer the game goes, the worse it's going to get. Absolutely.
Right. Exactly that. And then I'm like, come on, man. Like, you got to help your defense out because the defense, you're right. They have been playing good. They sacked Josh Allen, 2 sacks. Right. So come on, man. Let's help the defense out here. And they weren't, because even listen to this. And let's go over the rushing for Carolina. Rico Dowdle, 8 carries for 54 yards. He averaged 6.8%, 6.8 per yards per carry. His longest one was 24 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 12 for 34 yards, 2.8, only 1 touchdown. His longest, 5 yards.
I'll say this: Dowdle, his average is great. He averages more than 5 yards a carry almost every game.
Yeah.
And Hubbard is averaging like 3 or less.
But Hubbard is your short, yardage end zone guy.
But you've got to get and if what's funny is, at least that I've noticed the last few games, obviously, Hubbard's been out. So it's not much of a sample size, and he's just coming back from an injury. But Hubbard gets twice as many carries for half as many yards. But overall, they're not stacking. I mean, last week they stacked some yardage because Dowdle went off. Last couple of games he's gone off on the yardage. But yeah, they just and the Bills. I didn't think the Bills have that great a defense, but whatever they were doing, they were well rested because their offense was on the field all the time.
Well, again, Andy Dalton, we know what Andy Dalton is at this point. Like, I mean, he is like, he comes in at the end of the game. If you're winning big, he is your emergency quarterback. I'm with you, man. I think it's time for, like, there's some of these quarterbacks that are just still hanging around that should not be hanging around. I mean, granted, our argument doesn't hold water because then you got Joe Flacco,
right?
Playing out of his mind. Granted, they lost yesterday. The Jets finally got a win, right? But like you got, and then you also have Aaron Rodgers. But again, those are different kinds of quarterbacks. Andy Dalton is not the kind of quarterback anymore.
Joe Flacco has continued to be a starter, be it not a great one, but he's he's continued to be in the starter's role. Andy Dalton hadn't been a starter forever. I think last time he was a starter, he was with the Cowboys, maybe.
Yeah.
And that was only because Dak was out hurt and he was a starter for a while. But he was still, able to move a little better. I mean, he never moved much, but
I'll say this: at least they look good in those black helmets, though.
Yeah, that black helmet is that needs to be the normal.
I'm with you there. Like you and me, who have been talking about this for how long now? It's like
I don't know.
Get rid of those silver helmets already and go to full time on black. Black and teal is such a good look for the Carolina Panthers.
And I even think they should have, like I said, I think last week, have a blue helmet, like a metallic blue with the all white uniform a couple of times.
Yeah.
Because it would look similar. It's not the same blue, but the same as Detroit had last week.
Yes.
Something like that, and then the silver helmet's just kind of like your occasional, your alternate.
Right. Like, hey, let's bring back the early 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And then put them back in the closet again for the rest of the year.
Exactly.
I'm with you there. Like, that teal blue would be a cool helmet to bring out. That would be very cool.
Well, it's to me, the silver is just, it's like when you look at stuff and you're like, oh, that's 90s looking. That's what the silver helmet is. And it's the same with the Patriots. Like the Patriots,
oh my God!
I wouldn't even mind if the Patriots kept the current logo they have on the helmet, but put it on a white helmet. Like that would look fire.
See, we're about to go down a rabbit hole here, you and me, because this is exactly what I've been saying. Like, bring the silver color. It's so played out.
Yeah,
I'm so over the silver color on any kind of sports team, any sports team. I'm looking at you, Colorado Rockies. Get rid of it already.
Exactly.
Get rid of it. Stick with that purple color. It looks good, but just silver is just such a bad color. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Same with the Panthers. Guys, it's no longer a good color.
Yeah. It's time to update.
Dude, if you give me a matte teal helmet.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Then now we're cooking, right? Yep. And so it was awesome. And by
another
the way,
one real quick, not to get off on too much of a
tangent
on helmets, but when the Falcons wore their throwback red helmets last week, that red helmet is awesome. Like they need to go back to like the red. I mean, and it's funny, we're talking about the Panthers going to a black. Well, they haven't had black in a while. The Falcons, Falcons are the blacks played out on the Falcons. Go to a red helmet. They change it up a little bit.
You and me are here. You and me. And shout out to people that are watching this morning, waking up early with us as we talk about South Carolina, North Carolina sports here here on Breakfast Sticks. Again, his name is the Mayor. My name is Data. Actually, it's not. It's Donnie and Ed, but this is what we go with, right? That's our nicknames that we've been using for such a long time, right? People call me Dad Head now, right?
I know it's funny when I get like people will post stuff and like Mr. Mayor this, Mr. Mayor that, or they'll text. Some of them even text me sometimes. It's like, oh wow, that's just sticking. It's stuck. Yeah,
I like it. I am all about it. So. But anyways, again, thank you for joining us this early in the morning as my friend here drinks his big mug of coffee.
I know. I went with the classic coffee mug. This is my Clemson football Go Tigers.
I see that. Yeah. By the way, not to get off on the Carolina Panthers, but did you see that someone who's being considered for the LSU job now?
No, I did not. Don't tell me.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No,
his name came up.
It's not going to happen. That's what you see. Those that don't have want, and that's why it's going to come up all the time because people are like, man, we want that, we want that, we want that, and it's like, but you can't have it.
But the problem is, it's because they have been so bad,
right?
You know what I mean? They were expected to be good. And by the way, what we're talking about is LSU last night finally decided to move on from Brian Kelly, which was a bad hire from the get-go. Brian Kelly should have not been at LSU. He never fit in that system at all.
When he did that video, and that video's been running around the socials again with the camera going around him and that dance and that, LSU.
You knew right away,
right? LSU administration should have been like, "We made a mistake. We done messed
up." It was that, not the fact that he was doing a very heavy Southern accent when he was not a Southerner.
Family.
I'm like, bro, just stick to your normal.
Yeah.
Accent. Now Franklin is going to be considered as well.
Yeah, I mean,
He said he's
Go for it.
why not? At this
Why
point, like,
not?
listen, you've been fired. It doesn't matter. Get out. Right?
I
Go
don't
go.
I don't get that either because, and again, this sounds bad. Just they're too northern for LSU. They are. I mean, there are
I
some things that
yeah.
just don't go together, and those guys don't fit a southern school in Louisiana. I'm sorry.
You know who
It
should
sounds
be.
probably, I don't know what the right word is. It's not really a thing to
You know
call
who
it,
they
but you
should
know what
bring
I mean.
back already. Just do it.
Nick?
Eh, No, Ed Ogeron.
Ogeron? Yeah. I
Bring him
mean,
back.
if Bobby Petrino can come back, Ed Ogeron can come
Jesus
back.
Christ,
Because
he needs to go away.
Ed O didn't really do anything that bad. I mean, he just was kind of like played out a little bit. But yeah, I don't know.
You know what, Phil? Thank you. By the way, Phil's Food and Fit is watching on
What's
Instagram
up,
Live.
Phil? Good morning.
Morning, buddy. So I 100% agree with this comment right here. He says Lane Kiffin is going to get Ole Miss to back up that Brinks trunk for him.
Oh, definitely. Yes. Yeah. Any job because there's so many jobs open that Lane Kiffin would be a good fit to jump to.
Oh
Which
yeah.
I don't expect coaches to jump within conference normally.
Mm-hmm.
He's one that I would. And I mean, I guess you can't say that they don't. I mean,
He's
Saban did.
he's
Saban went from
made Ole
LSU to
Miss
Bama.
relevant.
Oh yeah, but when Saban was at LSU, they weren't what they are recently, and he jumped to bigger Alabama. But yeah, Ole Miss, yeah, they better pay Lane Kiffin if they don't want him to go anywhere. Otherwise, he's like, see ya.
Yeah, exactly. 100% he will leave. And there's a lot of programs right now that are open that you're gonna have some of these coaches. You're gonna be like, that's why Indiana did what they did.
Right,
You know
and
what I mean?
the thing now is, like you said, he's made Ole Miss relevant, and he stabilized them, and he can continue to grow that program because, as we've been saying on this show and other shows, the playing field is getting leveled with NIL and transfer portal and all that. So
Correct.
your traditional stack, three deep at every position recruiting doesn't happen
Nope,
anymore. It's
not
never going to
anymore.
be the same. And so your Alabamas, your LSUs, your Georgias, they're going to be fighting to stay up there with guys that are coming up like Alabama. I mean, excuse me, like Ole Miss and hell, even Mississippi State starting to become something.
And Mississippi State made it interesting this weekend. Granted, they ended up losing at the end in overtime, but like
that was a bad beat.
It was a bad beat. But like I said, you have those situations like you no longer have like the top tier schools just stick up there and stay. By the way, I heard a horrible take that saying that they don't want to see these other schools make it to the playoffs. They want to see the big schools make it. I'm like, come on, what fun is that?
Yeah, y'all better get over that because that's not going to last much longer. I think it's going to catch up to Ohio State at some point. They're the only ones.
Oh God, yeah.
To me, they're the only ones that it hasn't really hit yet, but it will. It will.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
As someone who roots for Ohio State, right, from Ohio, right, I 100% expect this to hit Ohio State.
Yeah, because now you've got,
and that's good though.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Indiana and you've got Oregon now that's in the Big Ten. They're on the heels of an Ohio State. I mean, you thought it was going to be Michigan and Penn State for a few years, and they've dropped off because of this situation. It's going to hit Ohio State at some point. They're going to cycle through the guys they've got right now, and then people are not going to go to Ohio State as much as they're going to some of these other schools. I mean, and again, back up to the ACC, you got Georgia Tech, Miami, and Virginia, who a couple years ago they were nothing in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they would occasionally pop up. At least Georgia Tech was probably the one out of those three in the last 5 years that maybe had a shot at an ACC title, played in one against Clemson a few years ago, but they haven't been relevant in the ACC. But look where they are now. I mean, again, I know Clemson's kind of gotten caught up to in the ACC, but you look at the SEC. It's happening there too. I mean, yeah, of course, Alabama and Georgia are up there right now, but that's because the SEC has has leveled out a lot too. I mean, you got Vanderbilt getting up
I
there.
was just gonna say, look at Vandy.
Ole
But
Miss. You got Ole Miss and Vanderbilt in the top 10, which is unheard of 5 years ago in the SEC.
have you looked at the standings for the ACC?
I have not. Let me click over to the standings real
Here,
quick.
I'll read it to you. So you got
Okay.
number 1 Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pittsburgh, Louisville, SMU, Duke, Miami, Wake Forest. I mean, where is Clemson is all the way in the bottom. NC State's in the bottom. Florida State is all the way at the hell at the bottom.
They're over in the conference. And that was a team that started the season like, okay, here's Florida State coming back.
Here we go. Nope. Florida State's nope.
They blew out all the tires after a few weeks.
Exactly. So you're telling me that the ACC right now is Georgia Tech, the best team in that conference right now. They're undefeated at 8-0. In conference undefeated. Virginia undefeated. Virginia almost lost to North Carolina this weekend. Let's not take away the fact that, like, listen, North Carolina wasn't playing for anything at this point. They're now like, all right, let's go for it. The 2-point conversion, which honestly I'm not mad at.
You know, North Carolina has lost to them and Stanford in just like, oh my God, fashion. They had both of those games. So North Carolina could be 2-1 in the conference right now instead of 0-3 had they won, and they would be overall they would be 4-3, and at least better situation. But man, that Stanford loss was bad, and then
that was a bad loss. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And then if you move over to the SEC, we were expecting Texas to be the cream of the crop in that division, but no, Texas A&M, a different Texas team, is at the top, undefeated in conference play. Alabama's undefeated in conference play. Then you got Georgia, Ole Miss right there, and then Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is above Texas right now. You're muted about it, by the way.
Sorry, I was coughing and I meant.
Yeah, and then you kept it muted.
I know, I forgot to.
The Texas, Tennessee, Missouri, Oklahoma all the way at the bottom because they're 2-2 in conference play. So again, like, you know, and then let's not even talk about, because as soon as you hit down to Florida and LSU, that's when you go into the negatives.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, yeah,
sorry, Phil. Your team is in the bottom on there.
You got 9 teams ranked in the SEC. That's crazy. But yeah, that to me, again, I know I beat this drum and people are like, oh God, here he goes again. That's the SEC bias in the polls. It totally is. Because you got Pittsburgh in the ACC at 6-2 who are doing really good. I haven't even looked at their schedule, but I know they've played an ACC schedule.
10 teams that are 10 teams that are ranked.
I'm only showing 9 right now, so I don't know if somebody dropped out.
I got you.
But they're all in the top 20 actually too, because I show Oklahoma at 18. I don't show anybody below 18 right now.
But... So you got Texas, you got Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt. Do we count Notre Dame as SEC, or are we still count them as?
No, Notre Dame. Yeah. Notre Dame's not.
Tennessee, Virginia.
If I scroll down to the conferences, it shows.
I got you.
Oh, I'm sorry. 19 is the lowest I have in anybody is Missouri.
No, 20.
Well, 20. You know, that's funny. Texas is 20, but I'm looking at the conference rank or standings. Yeah. So that's why I'm messed up.
I got you.
Because Texas is higher than Tennessee, Missouri, and Oklahoma in the conference,
but not in the college
not in overall.
Ranking. Yeah, in the AP poll.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, the ACC is always going to be, you know,
the redheaded stepchild.
They're the little brother conference. And they're like, oh, they're not. They're always a nice story, but I mean, if Pittsburgh and SMU keep on track, I mean, you know, we could have 5 potential teams in the top 25. The thing is, again, I'm gonna say it one more time and I'll stop beating on this drum, but SEC teams get ranked. Overranked, in my opinion. They get overranked, and then they play each other and they play a bunch of the bottom feeders of the conference and don't lose very many games and stay in the rankings. Whereas the ACC teams, it's just more parity. I mean, I hate to say that, but there's so many more 2-2, 2-3 teams against, because conference play to me is just more balanced in the ACC, and that hurts them on the national scale.
It does. I agree. It does, hurt them a little bit more. But at the same time, listen, you got to hand it to them on the fact that like there's been some dominant SEC for so long, so many teams that have been so dominant in the overall rankings and in overall games that they're going to say that. Same with the Big Ten, right? You're always going to have the Ohio States, the Michigans, right? Even though Michigan is a down year for them, they're ranked right now. Michigan is up 4 spots. They're in 21 right now.
Yeah,
in the Big Ten. You got Oregon, who stayed idle. They're still there. So you got the top 2 teams in the nation is in the Big Ten.
Yeah. But it's Big Ten, the crazy Big Ten, part. SEC, Big Ten, SEC. Finally, you get an ACC team, and then it's SEC.
Yeah.
And BYU.
Then back to ACC.
And then ACC, Notre Dame, and then it kind of gets mixed. Once you get outside of the top 10, it kind of gets mixed. But, it's just like that top 10 is just either a Big Ten or SEC.
Oh yeah, 100%. So they got, you got Oklahoma to 6-2, but they're ranked higher than Houston, or ranked higher than than these other 7-1 schools, right? So it's like, come on, dude. Like, let's say, let's give some love to these other teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma and Missouri dropped 5. Oklahoma dropped 5 spots. Missouri dropped 4 spots. But that, they're still in there.
So, they're still there.
Yeah.
And this is why, and again, you'll watch on our Break Even Sports later on tonight, right? This is why I prefer FCS a lot of the times, because yes, you have these dominant teams out at the top usually, but there's always some good parity when it comes to a lot of these other teams, because you can see new teams every year. New teams come up every year. Not in regular Division I college football, you're always going to see the top schools, and it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
So
and speaking of FCS, just back to our Carolina schools. Mm-hmm. I mean, South Carolina schools didn't do too well, except for Phil's team, Furman. Furman came back on Citadel, came back into not on Citadel, but came back and won this week after a couple of bad weeks. And
good for them. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and so good for Furman. Good for you, Phil. But oh man, the one that got me is Presbyterian dropped their first loss of the season, and it wasn't even that good a team. I don't remember. Well, who was it they lost to? I'm drawing a blank right now.
I'm about to look for your rankings right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find here where I just had it a second ago.
I can't see it right now. There's so many. That's the one thing though. There are.
I know you start scrolling through FCS, and it's like, where's it at? Where's it at?
Exactly. Because they break it down by conference. They don't have a just overall one. You know what I mean? Which is really annoying. Just give us one big ranking, and you have to go all the way to CBS in order for you to see the actual. That's where I was able to find it, CBS one.
Right.
Anyways,
Dayton. Well, Dayton. Okay, so Dayton was a good team.
Dayton Flyers.
Dayton Flyers. That's right. So they lost to Dayton, but they lost bad to Dayton. I thought this was going to be a closer game. I guess is what I was trying to say. My brain was, but they, Dayton had 3 interceptions against the quarterback Lochow. I think is how you say that, from Presbyterian. But I mean, it was just one of those things where Presbyterian was.
What's the better team this week?
Let
me take a look. I'm looking for
not Lochow. I'm sorry, FCS. I looked at it wrong. Hurst was the quarterback for Presbyterian.
Presbyterian went like if Presbyterian went up 3 spots. They're 7-1. Look at Harvard up 3 spots. Again, we're only touching this, just because we're looking at some of these teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. So Presbyterian didn't have a good day. South Carolina. Well, let's go back. Clemson didn't play, so that was a good day for them.
So Clemson lost still, even though they didn't play.
They beat Open Date. So that worked out okay.
This is the first time that Clemson is not being talked about, and I think Clemson is like, please don't talk about us this week.
Yeah,
We're good.
exactly, exactly. Because yeah,
Talk,
we need some time off.
yeah, talk about Brian Kelly, please.
Right. But South Carolina, I mean, they made
They made it
they,
interesting.
they made it interesting. They made it interesting. That's what I was trying to get to there.
Yeah, they made it interesting against Alabama. And South Carolina is unranked. They're in 3-5, right? So
Yeah,
they actually made it very interesting against Alabama. But then Alabama was like, "All right, enough is enough. Let's score this touchdown. Let's get out of here."
exactly. Um, Outside of that, I mean, there were not very, and outside of Furman winning, a lot of the South Carolina, North Carolina schools. I mean, North Carolina, we talked about, they almost
They
knocked off
almost
Virginia.
always.
Yeah, they're close, and that's what Bill's telling the administration. Like, hey, we're close, we're close.
I have a question for you, and this is something that I've been thinking about. Like when you are a brand new coach, right? When you come in as a brand new coach into a new program, like do you set like the expectations of like, hey, we're not gonna be. This is an evaluation year for us, as to see what we have. We're gonna try to be competitive, but don't expect anything as far as like being a winner because there's a lot of work to be done here. Like, is that something that that you set up? Like, I mean, I'm always intrigued about what a head coach would come in and say, right? Because do you get hired because of that, because you're honesty, or do you not get hired because of that?
I think more of these coaches are honest. This is my take on this is why it drives me crazy when the media does what they've done this whole season, and you can tell all the stuff against North Carolina media wise is the media's moved on.
Hmm.
But the whole thing was, oh my God, Bill's not winning. Bill's not winning. He's going to leave. Like 3 or 4 games in, the media is like panicking because North Carolina is sucking. They're,
Right.
Bill's out. He's like, y'all are the only ones saying that. I am sure Bill told his administration, I don't, I'm not, don't expect, he probably told them, don't expect much this first year. I don't know what I got. I'm bringing in 70 new players. Who knows what this
And out
team's
of
going
the
to look like?
70s, probably some of them are going to be transferring out as well.
Oh, exactly. I mean, everything that's happening with that program is probably exactly what Bill told them. And the thing is, with the administration and with him behind the scenes, they haven't panicked. They haven't worried about it. It's not a thing to them like it is in the media, because the media tries to drive narratives and stories and
Hmm.
content, and so they've been trying to create content. And that's what drives me insane about normal sports media and the mainstream sports media.
Right.
They don't report the news, they create the news. And
Yeah.
and that's kind of
That's a
everywhere,
good
but
take on you. I like that.
it's just, come on guys, just reports what's happening. Quit trying to get these hot takes and be the first one. As Dan Patrick likes to say, you can be first and be wrong. So get it right. If even if you're not first, you can get it right. So I think things like that, the narratives with North Carolina and some of these, anybody taking, I mean, there's going to be somebody that's going to hire, LSU's going to hire, and they're going to come in and say, we're not going to win the SEC the first year because I don't know what I got. I got to get my guys in. I got to get my system in place. It's always about their system and their guys, and I get it. They do have to do that.
And the way I've been thinking about that is because of DeBoer, right, over at
Yeah,
Alabama, right? Like, they were killing him the first year. Granted, so was I. Full transparency here, right?
the
But I'm
first of
like,
this season, they were talking about, okay, he needs to
yeah.
go.
And then look at him now. He lost one
Right,
game and it has not lost, and that team
exactly,
looks good,
exactly. I
which it
mean,
makes me
well,
mad.
just like you were poking with me early in the season about Dabo. I mean, he
Yeah.
loses to LSU, and it's like, oh, he's on the hot seat. It's just one game. It's just one game. Then it became
Yeah.
a two or three. I get that, but it's like there's so much ADHD in the sports world. It's like, come on, guys, have some patience here.
Yeah, no, 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 and I get that, right? Like, I mean, I say it just to mess with you,
Oh, I know you
just
do.
because I think it's funny. But like, you're right. You're 100% right. Look at Alabama. Alabama's number 4 in the country right now.
Yeah,
They've only lost once. If you look at it, the top 6 teams in the AP poll right now, none of them change. They all stay
yeah,
the same. They all stay the same. With Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, they're all stay the same.
Well, think about this. Tony Elliott got hired at Virginia 4 years ago, I think now.
Mm-hmm.
And Virginia was never, they were never a powerhouse. I mean, they had their moments many years ago where they were a pretty solid team in the ACC. Had some, they were just kind of like, okay, they're a middle of the road ACC school. He was not a great OC. He was too conservative for me as an OC, which is maybe why he's a pretty good head coach, because he has enough to be productive, but he doesn't have enough to be like a great offensive coordinator. So he can kind of manage everything a little bit. But they were bad for 2 or 3 years. And if they would have been like, okay, this isn't working, they wouldn't be 7-1 right now. They'd be on another coach after 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
And still trying to find their ways. I mean, and I guess if you're not one of the blue bloods, you have more patience with a guy that's trying to get the program in the right direction. But these teams that have had success, just like with Ohio State. I mean, if Ryan Day decides to leave, they're going to want the next guy to be the next Ryan Day, and if he's not in the first year, the sky's falling. We lost games we shouldn't have lost. Like, well.
Agreed.
It's a different decision making, so you got to just be patient. Teams and fan bases aren't patient at all.
What?
That's why I tell you I have patience with my team, because I'm realistic. I know that we've having some down years, and if it continues multiple years, then you start worrying. I'm not worried about 1 or 2. I mean, because we've had a lot of wins. Yeah, we haven't got back to the national championship, but winning a national championship is hard. Alabama made it look easy, but again, they were doing it in a whole other era. I mean, if you went back 10 years and it was a 12-team playoff 10 years ago till now, Alabama wouldn't have as many titles, because there would have been somebody that would have knocked them off. They had the advantage for a long time of all you got to do is be 1 or 2, and then you're good. And then you only had to be in the top 4, and you're okay. But Correct. Look what happened when it went from the BCS to the playoff, 2 to 4.
Well, I mean,
Alabama didn't win as many because Clemson's like, well, hello, here we are.
Exactly. I was like, well, let's go. Let's have
exactly. That's what Clemson was looking for. Clemson couldn't crack that SEC bias for a lot of years and get to be one of those number 2 teams.
I'll give Dabo his flowers. I mean, he did take that Clemson team and made it relevant. And again, listen,
and we've had injuries. Injuries never helps anybody.
It doesn't help anybody. But like, I listen. I'm intrigued of what Dabo's going to do if he stays at Campbell the next year, right? Okay, so now this year, all right, we got a down year. Everybody has their own down year. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Let's regroup and then go into next year. But if he struggles again next year, at that point, you definitely got to have that conversation. I was like, dude, are you really the person to take us to the next level now? Because your messaging got old.
Yeah, you got to see, okay, with a down year, what decisions do you make to make it right? Do you change hires because maybe you don't have the right people in place?
We know which change you want.
Oh, absolutely. There. Absolutely. And if you stand pat and say, no, this is going to work with who we've got, it better work.
It better work.
It better work, because if it's the same thing next year, then we're going to have some conversations. You. Exactly. So we'll see what happens. But, hopefully he makes the right evaluations and says, you know what, this hasn't worked out like I thought it was going to, and time to move on. So,
and that's my whole thing. All right, fine. Let's give you the down year. Same with the University of North Carolina. All right, we know. Okay, so do hire. It's going to be a down year. Cool. What are you going to do the next year? Yeah. Right now, you got a whole year's worth of film that you're going to be evaluated, because you brought your quarterback in. Let's also, in North Carolina, Bill brought his own quarterback in.
Right.
And they paid him a lot of money to come. God, I'm saying a college quarterback got paid money.
I know. That's crazy, isn't it?
It's still, so crazy. It makes me, crazy, right? Anyways. So we're paying that. Same with Clemson, right? All right, down year. it's evaluation time. All right, you got to evaluate not just your players, but also your coaching staff. What are you going to do? Because if you're telling me that no, you're not going to make any changes because you believe in what we're doing, okay, now it's all on you.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to give you a scenario real quick before we move on to something else.
Yeah.
That I just wanted on record in case it happens. I doubt it will, but I could see this because the person I'm going to name at quarterback hasn't proven to be what everybody thought they were going to be. But he was somebody that Clemson was really pushing hard for. And with the news that came out the other day, I'm just going to put the scenario out there, whether it's realistic or not. Sarkisian leaves Texas to go to the NFL, and Arch Manning transfers to Clemson and gets a fresh start with Dabo because Dabo he's been in the Clemson football camps with Dabo when he was younger.
Interesting.
And he gets a fresh start. He bolts because the coach leaves, and Dabo gets another quarterback that needs a fresh start and isn't what everybody expected, but maybe he can be if he's not under the spotlight of Texas and Sarkisian and SEC.
Okay. I don't see this happening.
I don't see it either. But what you were just talking about, okay, Dabo, what you going to do? Dabo says, I'll see you. I'll bring in Arch Manning. Okay. All right. You got my attention now.
And now we're having this conversation because there was news this weekend about the Texas head coach saying, I'm open to a head coaching position in the NFL. More likely, like he's interested in the Tennessee position is from what I was reading.
Why do you let that get out? Why do you let that get out if you're him? Like, come on. You can back channel that so far that you can met Tennessee.
Then no one's going to know.
Right. You can, because look what happened. I mean, Texas played like their coach was leaving. That's what they did. They played like their coach was leaving because that news got out.
Exactly.
It wasn't that it's speculation he might leave. It was no. Apparently, he said he was.
He's
open.
The one that said it exactly. So, like, okay, why are you doing this?
Exactly.
And then now, what are you telling your team? All right, I'm not leaving, guys. What are you talking about? Like, I never said that. That's fake news. Right. I'm so tired of people using that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Own up to it, dude. I'm like, yeah, hey, listen, I'm exploring it just like you guys are exploring the NIL and the transfer portal. Absolutely.
It's like, is he trying to fleece Texas for more money to stay because he's having a rough year? And the talk is, oh, Texas isn't doing what we thought they were going to do.
Right.
Hey,
right.
If you're throwing that out there for that, then that's bad on you, man. You don't do stuff like that.
Exactly. So again, you could have back channeled this so much better, and you didn't.
Yep.
I want to touch up on a couple things here, just because I don't want to talk about it too much because they lost. But the Hurricanes on Saturday night. Thanks for the reminder, you jerk. The Carolina Hurricanes lost to the Dallas Stars, 3-2. Here's the crazy part about this is going into, and I was talking to you about this, is going into after the first period, Carolina was up 2-0.
Yeah.
After that, crickets from the Carolina Hurricanes. That's when the Dallas Stars woke up with 2 goals in the second period, and then finally 1 goal in the third period. Carolina could not get it going away. I mean, granted, they're still 6-2. Their record is pretty good right now, but like the fact that like you couldn't just keep that lead, right? Right now, if you look at the division, in the Metropolitan Division, Carolina is the 3rd team.
Yeah, and they're the 3rd team. New Jersey, who's in first in that division, only has 1 loss.
You know whose loss that is, right?
That's right. Exactly. First game of the season to Carolina,
and it was an overtime win too.
Yeah. So I mean, they started out knocking New Jersey. New Jersey's gone on one heck of a run, and I didn't even think about this till I was looking at the Hurricanes' schedule. I mean, we're used to like baseball teams going on a West Coast swing.
Oh, they're on a hella West Coast.
I mean, San Jose, Anaheim, LA, Vegas, Colorado, like they're slowly working their way back east over 6 games. It's like, do you just leave and not come back, or do you come back and forth every week? Which I'm sure they do.
I'm sure there's going to be.
Well, actually, you can't because some of those are midweek games. So you pretty much you're taking off for a month and a half. Like you're not gonna be home for 6 weeks,
Exactly.
or 3 weeks. Well, not 6 weeks, but 2 weeks,
And that's
3
the
weeks.
thing. Just like it does really affect you as a person, as a
Yeah,
father, as a you know what I mean. You because you don't see your family that often.
yeah. I mean, they
Um,
lost at Golden Knights are a good team, but they lost at Vegas and then they lost that one at Dallas. So it's like, okay, is the being on the road for really 2 weeks? That second
right.
week they went 1-2. The first week they went 3-0. But they're back home tomorrow night. Yes, tomorrow night
Yeah.
um, against the Golden Knights again. So I mean, they're playing Vegas the second time in 3 games. So or 4 games.
Exactly. So you're going to have Vegas Golden Knights, and then you're going to have the Islanders and Boston after that. So, again, it's only one game, and I'm kind of glad that they're getting that big West Coast out of the way now, early in
Yeah,
the season, and then you're able to go. And so I'm not worried about the Carolina Hurricanes. I think they're still going to be a playoff team. It's a little disconcerting just to like, okay, you were up 2-0 by the end of the first period, and then you gave up 3 goals when you really shouldn't have. That's
right.
my whole thing.
Absolutely. Charlotte Checkers, AHL team. They did not have a good weekend. They dropped both games
Mm.
to the Penguins, which I mean, Pittsburgh Penguins right there are the NHL teams in the thick of 6-2 record, 6-2 with one overtime loss, and their farm team, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, they were solid. I mean, they kicked the Checkers'
Hmm.
butt on Friday night, and then uh, they scrapped out another win on Saturday. So Checkers went from sweeping the previous weekend to being swept this past weekend. So
Yeah. Shout out to and this is a little fall baseball. Some the Campbell Camels. They played a fall game, so I was pretty excited for that. They did win, so
yep.
congratulations on them on that.
Clemson played Alabama on Saturday and in a fall game and got a win. So good there too.
Hell yeah,
And
I love that.
I know I saw your favorite event Thursday night at Clemson against the Bananas.
Yeah, I saw
Got
that.
me a ball.
Did you catch it?
I did not. So I'll full transparency. I had my gloves sitting there in front of me. I was actually looking up something on my phone, which I shouldn't have done. I wasn't watching a game like Eric, but I was looking at something on my phone real quick, and there's a foul ball, and Ron is like, "It's coming," and I looked up and saw it was headed towards us. I dropped the phone, reached for my glove, and was getting ready to try and put my glove on my hand. Rhonda's doing this, and I couldn't get the glove on, so I tried to barehand it. It hits my hand right here on the heel, hits me in the chest, and falls on the ground. Which,
Oh.
in hindsight, always on his phone. See, she's commenting already. She's up. Um, yeah, I was doing. I think I was looking at something on Twitter. I was going to post something, but anyway, after I did not catch it, I was happy I didn't catch it because then the Clemson player would have been out, and I would
Yep.
have gotten an out for the Bananas. And I was pulling for Clemson. She was not.
Obviously.
So that kid ended up getting a walk and scoring later in the at bat. So, or maybe he hit a double. Anyway, I got the ball. I just didn't catch it and create an out for Clemson. But the only reason I really brought this up is I shared the video with you guys last night. Uh, there was the first banana ball triple play.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that was I mean, I don't care what level of baseball you're at. You got runners on second and third, and you pull a triple play. It was an unassisted 2 outs by the second baseman. He catches a liner, dives on second base with his glove for the force out for the guy coming back to second. The guy on third broke for home. He stands up and throws a BB to the catcher to get the runner before he slides across home for a triple play. I mean, take the banana ball part out of that just
Mhm.
as a one-off baseball
As a
play.
fan of baseball, yeah.
As a fan of baseball, and that's what I say. These guys are great baseball players caught in a circus. But the
Yeah,
play on the
they're the
field,
Globetrotters of baseball. That's
the
what we've been
play on
saying.
the field, when that's just a straight up baseball play, there's no antics involved. It's just a reactionary baseball play. That's fantastic. I mean, you don't see many triple plays. You don't ever see a triple play like that
Yeah.
on any level. That was crazy.
And listen, and you know my take on banana
Oh yeah,
ball. And
I know who
listen,
your problem is with, and not what it's with.
Exactly, and I'll say that my problem is with Jesse. That's my problem, but with him, with what's going on the field, they are a great. It's great stuff. Like I mean, these guys, you gotta be such a good athlete in order for you to be able to do what you do, right?
Oh yeah.
The amount of skills, and then here's the thing, though. Like, let's be honest. Like the fact that like they're doing Banana Bowl, I'm happy for them. Why? Because more likely than not, they will not be able to make it in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean, these are guys that either had some minor league experience, tried to make it in minor league, or um, you know, were in college and were hoping to get to pro baseball. I
And
mean,
it
I know
didn't
there's
work out for
several.
one way or the
Well,
other.
right, and there's several of these that have signed with them straight out of college because they weren't going to go to pro in any level, but they're still getting paid to play baseball. And yeah, they've got to learn to do some entertaining as well. But if you have the personality for it, and a lot of
Which
these
the
guys have,
majority of them do.
you're right. It is a perfect place for that. And the fact that they've added, two more teams to create six teams and grow it, it is what it is. It's a fun time for the kids. It's a fun time out there, but it's, we know what it is. We know what it is. It's entertainment first, and that's
Correct.
how it needs to be taken. And I think that's how most people take it. I don't think there's anybody that says, "Oh man, this is the best baseball." No, it's the best time with
Hmm.
baseball going on
They're not a
because it
bit.
is so
Yeah,
entertainment. It's
exactly.
entertaining.
And I think it's incumbent on us to really make sure that we know what this is,
Yeah.
and people get educated on what it is.
Right.
Again, it's a great product out there because it's good entertainment. Kids love it because you're
Oh
entertained,
yeah.
and kids, big kids like us, we love it as well. Like I mean, it's entertaining. Listen, again, my issue is not with the product on the field because these are amazing athletes. It's great entertainment. Fan of we're both fans of the young professor, right?
Absolutely.
He does a great job, and so again, we also cannot say that this is real baseball. Like
Right.
you'll never hear me say, "Oh yeah, this is a baseball game." No, it's not baseball. It's
Right.
entertainment, but it's not baseball.
Right. I don't count them as official games when I put down that I went to baseball. All the baseball
Correct.
games I went to, I will have banana ball separate because it is a separate event.
Hmm.
Outside of that, but I'll say this: the Clemson players, they won the game. They jumped out. They won the first four innings. Of course, as we know, you win the inning, you get the point. It's not runs and everything.
Yep.
Clemson was tearing up those guys, and then I think the Bananas were like, oh shit, we got to bring some pitchers in, trying to shut this down, and they did kind of shut it down for a while and make a good game of it. But Clemson held on in the last inning. They were up 4-2 and only gave up one run in the last inning to win it 4-3. So great time, had a lot of fun. Always have a fun time. I've enjoyed these. I don't know if they'll do it at Clemson again. The Clemson players didn't do quite as many antics this year as they did last year,
Okay.
but I will say this: the right fielder for Clemson did make a catch behind his back. I think it
Oh.
surprised him too because he was like, "I'm gonna try to do this," and he called it, and he looked at the center fielder like I did it.
Like, whoa,
So
whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah,
whoa! Did I do this for sure?
exactly. And then one of the Clemson players came out wearing a Clemson fire department fire hat, which Clemson's firemen wear an orange fire hat. They set his bat on fire, which was very
Oh,
cool.
I did see that.
Yeah, and then and he had hit a home run earlier in the game that without just coming up and did that, but or didn't do that with the fire bat, but stuff like that. They had some guys come in, entrance on a motorcycle, so they did a few things with the entrance and all, but it was a little bit less of that trick play stuff from
Yep.
Clemson. Like last year, they really tried to embrace the trick play thing. They didn't do it as much this year, but again, that they had fun. And then Bananas went to Auburn, which I don't know if you've seen anything from that game. I showed Rhonda last night. The player for Auburn in the first inning that got, I think it was three pitches into Auburn's at bat, he laced a single, and when he gets down again, this is the entertainment aspect. He got down to first base. They did a one question press conference at first base. They brought a table, a chair, a back screen, and a bunch of the banana players came over and sat in chairs, and they had a guy stand up like a reporter and ask him, "You just had the first hit in banana ball for an Auburn player. How does it feel?" He goes, "Great." And then the press conference was over. They all scattered back. I mean, stuff like that is fun.
Yep.
And that's what it is. It's not. I mean, you're not gonna do that in a baseball game, like we were saying. But that
You're not
kind
gonna
of
see that,
stuff is so cool and fun to see because that's what it is. It's like a circus.
And from that grows now you have a whole league now, but then also you have the other series that we watch, and I don't know if you've done it.
I have. I know where you're going. I've signed
Okay.
up for 2 sites.
Did you now?
I did.
You signed up for the Durham one again,
The
didn't
Durham
you?
and Charlotte, yes.
Yeah. So again, and then this is like, was it the Glowmojis ones? Or the
Glowmojis and the chilies,
the
chili
glow in the
peppers.
the chili
Yeah.
peppers, right? The chili
Yeah,
peppers,
for the
the Cosmic Baseball. This thing is amazing. I've been to this, and this is one of the most coolest experiences I've ever been to. That's
And
not baseball related.
right, and they are growing as well.
100%.
Yeah.
And again, totally different thing, right? Because they're kind of like on Banana Boat, but not really. And I know what Jesse's going to say. I was like, well, see, Banana Ball started it all. Grant, okay, good for you. You know what I mean? Shut to your ego. But this is cool as hell, too. Like, I mean, you know, Cosmic Baseball is cool. When they shut the whole thing down and they put these glow-in-the-dark uniforms and the bats and the gloves and the baseballs, even the bases are glow-in-the-dark, dude.
Right.
It's cool
It's
as
awesome.
hell.
I know we were showing that to some friends of ours this weekend. We were visiting with them. They want to go to a Banana Ball game, so we're looking at the schedule and possibly going to go since they live up near Chattanooga. There's Banana Balls playing in Knoxville on a Thursday night next year in May, so we're going to try to get tickets to that to go with them. And then we told them they need to come to some Cosmic Baseball as well, so we're going to try to work that out because that Cosmic Baseball was awesome last year. So I'm looking forward to that coming around again.
I 100% agree with you there. So, my God, look at this.
I know. Speaking of the 2 new teams, you said talk about Banana Ball real quick. I was just going to show you because I picked these up for you. You wanted
yes,
them.
Sir. There it is, the Long Beach Coconuts, and that's a cool logo.
That's a very cool logo, and then the Indianapolis Clowns. Those are 2 really good identities they went with.
And again, the only reason why I'm liking the Clowns is because of who gave their blessing.
Yes. I mean, and proceeds go to the Negro League Museum too, so they're giving money back to that as well. So that's a good tie there. And I mean, I don't know what percentage they're going to get, but they're going to get a lot of money because that absolutely. Shout out to Dan Simon, our buddy Dan Simon, for creating those 2 logos as well, because that Indianapolis Clowns merchandise is both of those are going to roll.
100%.
My friend Clark that I went to the game with. It's one of my roommates from college. He bought a Coconuts jersey and Coconuts T-shirt for him and his wife just because the logo was so cool.
And that's the thing. I love the Coconuts logo. I love the Clowns logo. So I'm all about that. Those are the teams that I'll be rooting for. The only team that I don't have a hat from is the Firefighters.
Yep, I've got several of those. I've got a dad hat from the Firefighters, and I've got several fitted hats from the Firefighters. Yeah, so I love that logo too because that supports. They're big on supporting the first responders as well, so that's another good thing there.
And again, you know, these are all Dan Simon logos, so you guys check him out on what he does. So, all right, let's go ahead and wrap this show up, my friend. What are we looking for you as far as any Carolinas sports this week?
Well, Ron and I are going camping on Wednesday for the rest of the week, so we're not going to be. I'm going to be looking forward to keeping up with the Checkers games. Trying to actually follow the Hornets again. I'm giving it another shot. I'm not an NBA guy.
They are 2-1.
They are 2-1. They're doing okay, so I'm trying to give them a little bit of love. Tomorrow night, Charlotte FC plays the first game of their playoffs. So I'm gonna be keeping an eye on the MLS playoffs starting tomorrow for Charlotte.
You took my stuff right there. That's what I.
I'm sorry.
That's the one I was.
So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how those guys do too. So and then of course Clemson's back on the field on Saturday.
2 soccer teams that are playing and they're already in the playoffs. So you got North Carolina FC, which is the USL championship team, and then you got Carolina that Charlotte FC that are in the MLS playoffs this week. So I'm very excited for those 2 things. Those are the 2 things that I'm looking forward this week as far as Carolina sports. And again, you hear me say Carolina. We're not doing North or South. We're doing just Carolina, encompassing both states here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you are following the mayor on all social medias as well as myself. Hit the follow button on the YouTube channel because that way you guys keep up with everything that we are putting here. And join us later on tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. The Break Even Sports. You're going to see the both of us, and you're going to see Virgil and Patrick as we talk about things that are not the normal sports. Right? We're going to talk some FCS, some Formula One. We're going to talk about some English Premier League.
Some Bundesliga soccer. My Bundesliga team won again.
Yeah, I am very pleased with the English Premier League tables. Look at you! Look at you! I might wear my my Bundesliga hat today, so we'll see.
And I got a hat. I showed you guys. I sent you guys a picture. I randomly found a hat for guys. Last Monday night, Virgil did a wheel of teams to pick me a La Liga team. I ended up with Atletico Madrid.
Yes, you did it. I saw that there was
and
the one.
I go into the unclaimed baggage warehouse store in Alabama. I was like, okay, let's go check this out. 60% of that stuff is unclaimed traveler baggage. And there's like hat rack after it looked like TJ Maxx on steroids with all these hats just randomly hanging on racks. And I'm just mowing through. The first hat, literally the first hat I see, I'm like, oh, that looks cool. It's my La Liga team, Atletico Madrid. I'm like, what are the odds? It was just like the FC Bayern Munich. I mean, there's a team that's based here in Colombia, a fan club based here in Colombia for them at the German brewery. That team was meant to be my Bundesliga team, and
there it is.
Atletico was meant to be my La Liga team. So
I love.
We'll talk about that on Monday night.
We'll talk about it tonight, and then tomorrow night and Thursday we do have the DSC Sports Show. But tonight, we're very excited because we are going to be talking about some FCS, some, like I said, English Premier League. You're not so happy with your Premier League showing. I am. So we'll talk about that, guys. And then again, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and then we will see you guys. We'll see you guys next week on Monday. Take care, guys.
Bye.